You ever see a steak sale at the grocery store that seems too good to be true? It's possible it's due to the grade of beef, and that's what we're going to focus on today. Below select grade beef. Is it worth it? Now, this isn't the first time I've tried these. I had them years ago, and it was a really bad experience. I swore off them forever. But then when I see steak sales and some ribeyes that they look decent for $6.99 a pound, and I know the game. I know they're not the choice that we're used to. That's the standard. And it's a $14 a pound difference from choice, makes me want to make them work. I mean, inflation's sky high. Meat prices are at an all-time high. If you could take one of these inspected ribeyes for $6.99 a pound and make it enjoyable, I have to try. I have to try. Usually when we cook a steak on this channel, it is a USDA choice steak. The way the USDA grades steaks is they look at the level of intermuscular fat and they make a decision. Outside of that grading system, of course, there's Wagyu beef, which has amazing intermuscular fat on it. But generally it goes prime, having the most, choice, which is kind of the standard, and then select below that. And then what used to be called no roll, now you might see a label on it that just says USDA inspected, meaning it's been inspected for safety, for sanitation. It's okay to eat, but it's so low a quality that they don't even decide to roll a stamp on it. So we took our time in selecting these ones. So these are first cut. We're giving every advantage we can to the low grade beef, trying to help it out. So it has a lot of that cap. The fat doesn't look bad on it. And then we got one kind of out of the middle on the choice. So it's not a dead even comparison, but we're gonna see how much of a difference it really makes. This inspected steak is gonna get tortured, tenderized. It's gonna sit in that tenderizer. I'm gonna cover it in Wagyu beef tallow, whereas the choice steak and the other inspected steak are gonna get the same exact treatment, just simply salt, pepper, garlic, and that's it. I don't normally do this with a ribeye, but like I said, I'm doing everything I can to see what makes these the best they can be. And once you use this tenderizer, treat it like salt. Don't salt it again. It has plenty of salt in it. Before I season these, very important, I'm going to take a nice chunk off for the actual steak wolf. He will appreciate the unseasoned piece of meat. Good thick steaks, good amount of salt's fine. Black pepper, of course. And of course, garlic powder. Got our Wagyu beef tallow. Very hard time believing this isn't going to work out. Already seasoned it, by the way. Added our garlic and our pepper. It's been sitting about 30 minutes on the tenderizer. All right, so these have been sitting a while on our seasoning. Got the tallow on the one. The boy has his piece. Nothing left to do but get the grill hot and grab a beer. Get me a beer. Good boy. He knows it's for him. Going on. Now our choice ribeye. Lower quality, salt, pepper, and garlic version. Tenderized Wagyu beef tallow. Inspected ribeye. Start with our control, the choice ribeye. Absolutely delicious. Choice ribeye, you really can't go wrong. Simple salt, pepper, garlic. Get the internal temp to somewhere between 110 and 120. Stop, let it raise the rest of its way on its own. Good hard sear. Delicious. Now, I see. Time to eat our cheap steak. $6.99. Inspected, not graded ribeye. Done the same way, salt, pepper, garlic. See how it is. There's an immediate texture difference. Immediate. That's fine for $6.99. I could eat that. Most of my diet's protein anyway. If I'm buying ribeye, $6.99. I still got good flavor. Not quite as good as the choice. The texture is not as good, but it's not undoable. I mean, if you don't overcook it and you just give it a sear like that, same way. I mean, it's. Try it again. It's definitely not up to par with a choice. But like I said, $6.99. It's not going to be the best steak experience of your life, but it's doable. So then we've got our tenderized, covered in tallow version of what we just did, the cheap steak again. Curious how it's going to stack up. Because of the tallow and the scoring, better crust on the outside. I could tell that tenderizer did make a difference because the one before it had an undesired chewiness. Not really bubble bursting here, but I'm going to go ahead and say the choice is best. The doctored, not choice, second best, and then the other one last. If you're going to do it, a can of beef tallow like that lasts a long time. I don't think I've replaced it. I'm still working out of the same one, and we've been using it forever. The tenderizer, the tallow, makes this a better experience. So at $6.99, it's the way to go. Well, if you guys like this video, please hit the thumbs up. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on what we're doing next. Thanks a lot for watching. Good boy. What do you think? How's that? Worth another? Looks good to me. Catch. Good boy.